Hi, welcome to another Power Blast podcast. Resisting change, it's a very common pitfall when it comes to achieving your health and fitness goals. I mean, let's face it, staying comfortable and doing things the way you've always done, I mean, that's relatively easy, and change is hard. But if you're not living as healthy as you really want, even your comfort zone can begin to get uncomfortable. So let's talk about breaking through your resistance to change so that you can become your healthiest self. Stay tuned. Hey there, my friend Perry Tinsley here, creator of the Power Blast podcast, the power of possibility, passion, and purpose. And I want to thank you so much for being here. Woohoo! Yeah. In this episode, you're going to learn about overcoming resistance, that resistance mindset, I guess. The resistance to change, where you aren't wanting to, or you just don't believe that you can change, but you're kind of at that point where you're like, something's got to give. I need to change, but you've just kind of been stuck in that. I'm just not going to let it go. But before we get into all that good stuff, I want to thank you so much for tuning in here, whether this is your first time on Power Blast Podcast or you are a regular listener. Thanks so much for being here. If you are listening in your podcast app, please be a friend. Drop in, leave an honest rating and review. It helps others discover the show. And if you're over on YouTube catching the video version, please be an awesome friend. Hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell. That way you won't miss a show. And you know what? It'd be really crazy awesome if you dropped into the comment section. Left a little comment for me. I do respond to those. Hit that like button. That helps with the YouTube algorithm as well. You absolutely rock it. And one other thing. I mean, you're going to absolutely love this. I really have something super cool to tell you. Gosh, so many good things today. So many people loved. There was a small batch of friends and people that that were part of an Overcome Masterclass that I did a few months ago, and they got such great value. They're like, Perry, please do that again. I want to expand this and open it up. So I'm super excited to do this special 2-day masterclass, totally free. You're welcome to join. It's called Overcome, the Barrier Breakthrough Blueprint to Reach Your Goals Faster Than Ever. It's overcome the overwhelm, overcome the overthinking, overcome the overcomplicating, overcome the old habits and old patterns and unhealthy behaviors, right? So if you feel like you need a boost to get on track, stay on track, and really dial in that consistency to help you lose your next 10, 20, 30 pounds, or even just to get you into the best shape and become the best version of yourself, to be all that you can be, you're going to want to know about this. So head over to putyourselffirst.com/overcome, and you'll get all the details there and can download all the free resources and everything for that. So there you go. Changing your unhealthy ways. A lot of times we have resistance to doing that. You know, we kind of cling to some stories. We cling to old habits, and we're like, oh, I want to get healthy, but I don't want to give that up, right? And progress is impossible without some sort of change. I mean, to create a healthy and fit lifestyle, you're gonna have to make some permanent changes in there, and you got to get real. Because both you and I know, we know what we need to do to live healthier. I mean, to eat healthier and to exercise and to have that healthy lifestyle. But why is it so hard to put things into action? As a matter of fact, to put things into consistent action. A lot of times we get started, but get sidetracked, right? It really boils down to our mindset and our beliefs that we've built over the years. And many of them have become habits and stories that we cling to. I'm too old to change my ways. That's kind of one I was clinging to. But it was like, oh, it's too late for me. I'm too old to change my ways. I've always done it this way. This is the way I was brought up. My family always eats this way. I can't change that. And you could probably interject about 20 more of those little things of why you can't change. But in order to have a breakthrough and really make a change, you need to go from being comfortable to being interested in wanting a change, and then deciding and committing to make the change happen. Boom, there's the breakthrough right there. You have to let go of the old self. Now, I'm not saying everything, but whatever's got you stuck, you've got to let go of that old self that's stuck in your ways of create and begin creating a new self. That's what happened to me when I finally made the decision. For years, many years, I just dabbled in some exercise, in some healthy eating a little bit better, working hard to convince myself that, this was okay. And I get it, there's a lot of things to like intuitive eating where you can have just anything, but I was justifying everything and not even worrying about the portion control stuff. And it was working against me. And as I dabbled, I just never fully decided. So I just stayed in my comfort zone and I stayed mildly interested. And I kept telling myself stories of why I couldn't commit, and I blamed external things. I've got all this stuff. I've got an hour commute each way. We're running a German Shepherd rescue. We're running. I have a home business where I'm running videography and web design. And I'm like, well, that wasn't always my story. There were other things throughout the years. Why is that now holding me back? It just seemed like as the years went by, there was always a convenient story, something outside of me that that kept me from it. So I had to dig deep in my mind and make a decision. I visualized my new healthy self, and I began doing the habits I believed my new healthy self would do. Sometimes I ask people, it's like, hey, what if you woke up tomorrow and you were in your ideal healthy self, your fit self, exactly how you wanted to be, what would you do to keep it that way, to maintain that, to keep going? And whatever those habits are and how that person thinks and how that person eats and what they do for exercise and what their mindset practices are, you need to start doing that now. So I built that consistency through repetition. And I kept showing up for myself each day for my workouts, no matter what. And there were days I didn't want to. I began to shop for healthier foods so I could eat healthy. I searched for recipes I thought my new self would eat. This was a big one for me. I became a vegetable eater, even when my old self was clinging so much to the story that I hated vegetables because I grew up not liking vegetables. So that became my identity. I'm not a vegetable eater. I decided to change that. I decided to let go of the old self that was keeping me in the I can't change my unhealthy ways mindset. Yep. Along the way, I had fears, I had doubts, I had worries, but I embraced these as part of the journey. My old self, it was clinging to the fear, to the anxiety, to my loss, to worries. They were like old friends to me. And you know what? Those old friends greeted me along the way as I'm heading to my new self. Oh, don't leave me. Don't leave me. Come on, we've been hanging out for a long time. Fear and doubt and worry. Come on, let's go hang out. Let's go grab a beer, right? But I needed those there to show me a contrast of where I was going. I was heading in the right way, to let me know that things were going to get better, to be happier, to be healthier, to have more energy, to be more productive. Things I hadn't had in so many years. Those are the new friends that I wanted, I wanted to hang out with those kids. So making the decision to change, seriously, that can happen in an instant. Then you follow up that decision with commitment, with action. taking it one step at a time, one day at a time, living like your future self right now. Okay, not like my future self depended on it, and my future self is somewhere way in the distance, and some sort of foggy area that someday I hope will appear. No, if I can see it in my mind, I can be that now. Now, in the now and in the 3D present, I may have not been totally in shape and totally reaping the benefits of being healthy, but I could change my actions. I could change my mindset right then and there of what that person does. Living like your future self right now. Paying attention to new things that come into your world. Becoming aware of your thoughts, your feelings, your self-talk. I mean, this is all part of the journey, but having this kind of breakthrough, that's what's going to help you stay on track, even when life decides to challenge you. There will be many times that you're going to go along, you're going to feel uncomfortable, you're going to be drifted and kind of nudged back into that little comfort zone. It's like, oh, come on back into the safe thing. You went out there, you dabbled, you tried, come back in. But I'm going to tell you what, keep persisting, trust the process, embrace the new you, and just know that you are in control and you have more power than you realize. It's being patient, taking action no matter what, being persistent to reach your goals by progressing through all circumstances, because there'll always be these challenges. You always have some worries or doubts that pop up. You're like, hey, friends, good to see you. Come on, come with me. We're going to get to meet some new friends. Choose to give up the excuses and the alibis and rewrite the limiting belief of, I can't change. Choose to figure out ways and look at possibilities to learn, grow, keep moving forward. Your wins, they're going to add up more and more, and it's going to help you build your confidence. Consistency, that's going to be your friend, another friend that you're going to love. Challenge yourself. So I'd love to hear your top takeaway from today. Drop me a line on social, or you can go over to perry@putyourselffirst.com. Drop me an email there. Also, remember to join my 2-day masterclass, Overcome the Barrier Breakthrough Blueprint. Overcome the overwhelm, overcome the overthinking, overcome the overcomplicating, overcome the old patterns. If you feel like you need a boost to get on track and stay on track and really dial in your consistency, and we'll help you with this limiting belief that we talked about today, whatever it is to help you lose your next 10, 20, 30 pounds, or maybe it's taking your fitness up another level, to play sports, to run a marathon, to do something else, you're going to want to be a part of that. You can just head over to putyourselffirst.com/overcome, and you get all the details there and the resources. So that's all I have for this week. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate you. And please, if you got value, share with somebody that you know. Also, be sure to subscribe and leave an honest rating and review in your podcast app. That way others discover this show. And if you're over on YouTube catching the video version, please be sure to smash the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get an alert each time a new show drops. You absolutely rock, my friend. That's all I have for this week. And as always, remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.